believe, become, be great.
What's cracking, everybody? You already know what time it is, baby. We're back with another edition of Peeling Back the Greatness. The guest that is with me here today, somebody who, man, has supported me and shown love along the way through a lot of the stuff, throughout the years especially. He is, man, I can't get over his mindset and the way that he presents himself, and especially when we're conversating, man, it's like superior conversation. So definitely got to give it up to him for that. Somebody who I played basketball with, somebody who I pretty much grew up with, man, throughout high school and the basketball world. Um, this gentleman with me today is somebody very special, and I want everybody to give it up for Mason.
My brother.
What up, Mason?
Appreciate you, my man.
How you doing,
Appreciate
my brother?
You. Good, man. 20 years probably experience
20,
with you, man.
yes, sir.
I would say.
Yep.
Knowing your dad a while, knowing your brother a while, man. We go way back.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
From knowing nothing to trying to figure out something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
You guys been a big part of my life, brother. Growing up, playing basketball, learning basketball is not just a ball you put in a hoop, but team efforts, teamwork. There's times I started with you and started with your brother. There's times that we benched each other. There's times that, we've had a lot of learning experiences through your dad. I give your dad a lot of praise for the relationship me and you have, and then the men we became. So, yeah, man, we have some great experiences together.
Yeah,
brother.
the basketball world, man. That's not that. I feel like a lot of people that we know is always through basketball somehow.
For sure. Well, traveling together, then
a lot of traveling.
Your dad getting in our butts,
Yeah,
definitely laying the foot down. I mean, your dad did it right. I've always praised your dad for always correcting us in the right way.
Right.
You know, he put the opportunity on us to take accountability. Like, do you know what you're doing wrong? More or less, of just making us feel wrong.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Dad. I think one of the things about my dad too is he always knew how to connect. He always knew how to connect with the players. And that's the biggest thing, and I believe, even for myself, I believe it's embedded in me. That's how I tend to connect with people. I think pretty sure I got it from him, because that's one of the greatest things. He knew how to bring out the best in the players because he connected with the players,
right.
So, yeah, that's big time, man.
Yeah,
big
and
time.
Last credit to your dad from me for sure is his love for the youth.
Yes.
I think he has an amazing presence to the youth. I think as a kid, now as a man to man, I respect your dad as a man. I still call him Coach, Mr. DeLeon. I still have a high respect. But I remember as a kid, his lessons were larger than life.
Yeah, that's for sure. And especially taking on a lot of that too growing up, and of course now I'm in a day and age where I'm coaching my daughters and that now holding them accountable and then even leadership and stuff like that, and I'm doing it alongside my dad, man. My dad has been doing this for 30 plus years, man. I mean, really since I was about 5 or 6, since I could barely pick up a ball.
Yeah, Mr. DeLeon, you're my man. Every time I see you, brother, it's always been high in respect. So I just want to make sure you got that from me. If you always hear it from me, but I just want to make sure you get it from me anytime you get the time, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Much appreciated, though, Mason. Man, I do want to talk about some things here real quick. You and I have some amazing conversations, man. And it even gets to a point where it's like, nah, this needs to be on a podcast, or this needs to be out there.
Yeah.
Because your intellect is, I love surrounding myself with people like you, and I'm blessed to be able to have a circle where to have these types of conversations, because it's not always easy having these conversations where it's accountability. It's, how can we progress? How can we grow? Iron sharpens iron, and I believe that. And it took a lot, man. It took a lot to really get to this point where we're surrounding ourselves with the right people, because not everybody wants to win. Not everybody's ready to win.
For sure.
That is a fact.
And I think it's knowing your place too, because right now, I think if I got hit with a huge opportunity, I wouldn't be completely ready right now. There's things I'm going through in my own mental that I'm fixing, physical health that I'm working on. So yeah, there's times where maturity is taking a step back, not always a step forward.
Right.
I think there's an understanding of saying, hey, I am not ready for this. Let me kind of not necessarily cool off, but let me take a step back to heat back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to slow down to get into the next lane.
Right.
You don't always got to try to beat the next guy to the next lane.
Yeah. Now, I think that the thing that's hard about that, too, is, and I bring up this point sometimes, too, it's where if you have an opportunity, especially, and I'll say, especially being in the industry that I'm in, the media field, man, like, for me, if I don't take every opportunity, somebody's going to swoop in there and take it. It's like, this is something so major where everybody's fighting for position and authority, and not everybody has the right intentions. Not everybody has the right intentions. Like, I've, witnessed a whole lot within the past year, especially in this industry, where I'm starting to really cope with certain things where I'm like, okay, now, like, we hear about these stories and stuff like that, man. And now I'm really starting to have a general understanding of, like, it's crazy out here.
No, for sure.
It's crazy, bro.
You earned the opportunity to rush those opportunities and to take on any development that's coming your way. You earned that. My position in life, I had to start from scratch again. I'm at that point of restarting from scratch, and I'm learning how to be patient with it. Sometimes standing still is the best movement you could do. And I'm not trying to go too forward where I'm going to be creating more problems for myself that I can't solve, or going too far back and getting stuck into the past development skills. So right now I'm just, it's not even an off season for me. I'm just really taking my time and making sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on something, I got the correct aim.
Yeah. No, that's understandable too. And I completely get what you're saying too. It's, you don't want to get involved with something where later on you're like, oh shit, why did I?
Exactly.
Why, and I've had that experience.
Yeah.
Everybody has that experience where it's almost like a relationship. Like, now I'm gonna put everybody on blast with this one. You think about the holidays. All right, first thing you see with the holidays, everybody's feeling lonely. They hop in relationships left and right. What they don't really take the time to do is evaluate the actual relationship itself or the person. Now, the person is going to persuade, but again, you are who you surround yourself with. We are who we attract.
For sure.
So if I think I'm a good partner, then I might attract who I think is a good partner.
Yeah.
But if I know for a fact, oh no, I know my value, I know my worth, and I'm patient, and that's what a lot of people don't have is patience.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I mean, every single year I see it. Same.
Yeah. And it's even the relationship I'm deep into right now. It was one of those points where it's like I chose her not to fill a void. I chose her to fill a puzzle piece.
I like that. Yep.
Like, there wasn't an emotional damage I needed her to fix. I needed her to create more of a piece. I don't think that's more of an emotional spot. I think she gave me a piece to fill emotions that I need to fill the void with. So it's like choosing your partner is very serious. Like, she's super calm. I'm a way overthinker, brother. Way overthinker. I kill myself with assumptions. And that's where a lot of times I messed up success is because I just assumed it wouldn't work.
Right.
And now that I'm really like assessing my movement, it's kind of like life is like chess. It's very there's not necessarily rules, but there's things that you need to follow for things to work. Like, hard work is going to get you into success.
Right.
We're creating our own luck with the opportunities that we make for ourselves. If you want to find $1 million laying on the floor, you can't find it in your own house. You got to go out there and at least give yourself the opportunity. Give yourself the opportunity. Don't wait for it. Give yourself the opportunity to go make it.
Exactly. Yep.
Especially like when we're talking about just even relationships. I'm giving myself an opportunity to think things through than assume with somebody. Mm-hmm. Letting somebody love me the way they want to love, not thinking the way I'm choosing to be loved is going to be worked.
Right.
Because obviously I wanted people to love me the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then it all becomes to a fail.
Yeah, and it also goes hand in hand with how much in our lives are contributing to the future and what we want. Because if I'm stuck in my own thoughts collectively and thinking, okay, if I go out and party every week, if I go out and drink every week now, I'm gonna start attracting. There's a word for it. I can't think of what it and it's, and I actually have it in my notes, but there's a word for it where, and I'm gonna say actually I'm gonna throw this out for an example. When you buy a new car, you start seeing that car everywhere. It's the same thing with this particular instance where if I know that, oh man, I go out every weekend, I drink, I party, all that, we're gonna start to collectively get on our own thoughts, and
Right.
we're gonna start to, and that's where we start to disrupt our actual relationship, because we're thinking, okay, well, we see what we see when we go out,
Right.
and especially on top of it, again, this is an example, when we have a friend, oh man, that he's cheating on her, she's cheating on him, so we immediately latch onto that idea. And I think a lot of times that's where that starts to stem from. It starts to manifest. Now,
Yeah.
I will say on my personal perspective now, so at the end of the day, I don't have time for all that bullshit. I want a woman to want me for me.
Right.
And I know my loyalty and my faith. I know my fucking loyalty.
Yeah.
So if anybody, first time they question my loyalty, especially in a relationship, oh no, that's it. Because I got way too much going on in my life
Yeah.
to be worrying about all that bullshit.
And it's okay. And see, I'm on the opposite end of your ends. I've questioned loyalty to people so hard, bro. Because again, I don't question mine. But loyalty is deep, bro. People think it's just like a neck tattoo. It's just something you could play with. You could play with loyalty, and you can't. It's either you got it or you don't. And I think growing up, I created a lot of norms of what loyalty means to me. I grew up with a single mother that was trying to make it with me and my brother. So watching her having to do what a woman does, you know what I mean? My mom taught me you play the game before the game plays you. And that's a hard lesson to learn from a little boy growing up with your mom telling you that.
You start to feel.
My mom let me know sometimes those feelings you're feeling from that woman or from that group. My mom called out things in relationships I didn't even see coming.
Hey, all of our folks are that. Hey, my parents are the same way, man.
Hurtful.
Yeah.
And you fight and you grind against it.
Rebellious.
And man, it's you fall into this like manhood of saying like, I'm going to stand on my ground for my woman, or do I stand on my ground for my mom? But it comes to a point it's like that loyalty lies with your mom always. But again, it feels so good to just be loyal to someone. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you're going to be loyal to your mom. That's, I think, just as a good man, that's what you do. But when you're being loyal to a woman, I think, man, what that does for us.
Yeah.
I know a lot of men feel good when they're playing girls and cheat on girls, but every man feels the best when they're like, I'm not doing nothing besides loving you with everything. Yeah. That feels good as a man.
Right. And I do want to go back to what I said too, because I see this coming already. Well, okay, if you're going to leave them, if they question your loyalty, what happens if you're doing something? Now, I take accountability with my own life. So before I allow people to question my loyalty, especially in my relationship, you damn right, I'm going to make sure I'm at my best. Now, if I know, trust me, if I know I'm in the wrong and I know I'm messing up, I promise you, I know for a fact that that's what it is.
Accountability and responsibility.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna go to my partner and say, okay, you question my loyalty, like the usual bullshit. Right. You question my loyalty, you're done. No, like I need to make sure, at the end of the day, okay, why are you questioning my loyalty now? If my partner's questioning it out of the blue, in that instance, that's where I'm like, okay, no, you're not gonna do this shit to me, because this is not. I don't have time to do that shit.
Yeah,
I do not have time. I'm past my 20s. I didn't.
You feel like it's like
life.
Dishonorable for the position you stand in.
Yes, yeah.
It's beyond you. You saying that is not calling me disloyal, but it's dishonorable. Right. Like you're like calling me out of something I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're trying to call me an alcoholic and I don't even drink. Like,
yeah.
I get you, bro.
And I get you. I know insecurity is always a big thing. Obviously, we all go through that.
For sure.
I've been through that phase. I'm at a point where I'm really like, and it's a feeling, bro. I'm not insecure. I'm really, I I could do my best to describe, but I don't know. It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when people are trying to manifest and like, you know, but when you just live life, you maximize every single day. You gotta maximize the 24 hours, and it's like what me and you talked about. So me and Mason were talking about this at Starbucks, is that we think about celebrities and stuff, and first thing people are gonna do is, oh my gosh, I need a picture and blah blah blah. Now, I'm not opposed to the pictures. Right. Yeah, if I see somebody famous, yeah, let's get a picture.
Yeah.
However, it's the fanning part.
Gotcha.
And what I've learned through this process, Mason, is that a lot of these celebrities, they want to be talked to just like regular humans, especially coming from people that they know, admire them. That's how I would want to be. I would want to feel like a normal person, you know. And if somebody's coming to me and fanning me, like, okay, that's cool. But again, if you have millions of people doing that, how can you stand out? And that's where I've kind of changed my thought process with a lot of these things, where I'm like, I'm gonna talk to some, you know, like some of the artists I met, you know, you talk to them like regular humans. You talk to them like face to face, regular, just genuine humans, and that's what they kind of gravitate. Like, okay, they, you know, it's the mentality, you know.
But I think famous people have, the best way to put it, like an ego disorder. I think a lot of them come from that, where a lot of them never got loved or fanned. Like, bro, like when my kids fan me up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking I got these big muscles and I'm the strongest there could ever be, like in the comparison to other people in this world. Like my kids, like I wouldn't never need that fame, because it feels the greatest coming from my kids. And I think some of these celebrities and shit do get their egos brushed by that, but I think the people who are kind of stroking these people's egos, bro, it's like they don't have nothing else to love, like, as in,
what are they serving is the way I look at it.
What are they really getting out of it compared to I love to talk about my Jesus. Like, if we're gonna fan anyone, that's the one person that's fan over that. That's something that's worth the conversation.
Yep,
that's really worth it. Because I remember as a kid, watching idols. I learned to be my own man. Like, it's cool to want to be like Kobe. I mean, I got Kobe tatted on me, but I'd like to be my own man. I ain't trying to be like nobody. Someone else's success ain't my success. Someone else's relationship ain't my relationship. Yep. I'm just really focused on trying to be the best me when it comes to my kids fanning over me. There's nothing. There's that feeling, bro. That's the point of fandom. Because these dudes don't get it like that.
Your reflection is the only thing that will tell you what's possible. Your reflection is the evidence of opportunities. Your reflection is your worth that your mind possesses. This is your first step on the rise to greatness. Feel great. Be great.
Yeah, and another thing too that I believe too is that I believe that when people start, okay, so I'm gonna unpack this right here, because I've unpacked it before. A lot of people don't feel the impact of like a celebrity, and let me say this. Think about when people give up. Think about, and again, I've been that person where I'm like, is this right for me? Am I doing the right thing? Am I wasting my time? We've all been there at some point with something. So if we can overcome that thought of, now, really what it is, it's the thought of, okay, I want somebody to, I'm not going to say feed the ego, but essentially that's kind of what it is. Like, I want somebody to let me know that I'm doing a hell of a job. I watch your podcast. I listen to you. Man, I look up to you. That is the impact that is going to continue people's momentum. But because people don't get that, that's when they start doubting themselves. That's when they quit. That's when they give up. How do I know? I've been there.
For sure.
I've been that person
For
that
sure.
how do I know I'm doing the right thing? And trust me, there's been a lot of different things that I'm like, how do I even know I'm making an impact? And especially when it comes to podcasting of all things, you know. Not once have I ever questioned, especially with my last podcast, I've never questioned like, well, how do I know people are listening? How do I know this and that? All I was focused on was just do your thing. Because there are people listening. And here's where it pays off. Now, I don't know if they want me to give them a shout out, so I'm not going to name drop. But so me and my brother, we were at Senzetti's, and I'll give you the person's name outside because I know you know this person. But so we ran into a friend from high school, and he said, "Man, I love what you guys are doing, man. I see what you guys are doing. Yeah. I pay attention to everything." And so I told my brother, I said, "See that?
Felt good.
That's what people seek."
Yeah.
They stole. That is what keeps people going. But guess what? I never questioned whether I'm doing the right thing. All I did was I just kept going.
Yeah.
And this person, I mean, I'm telling you, you don't know who's watching.
Right.
You have no. I promise you, people are paying attention.
Yeah. There's not just an audience. There's fans. You know what I mean? There's not just an audience. The crowd has people in there rooting for you somewhere.
Right.
You know, there's some people in there rooting for you, and it's hearing that. And I think that's what sucks about this generation, man. We hold back so much love for each other, dude. We hold back so much love. There's so much unsaid compliments, unsaid appreciation. Just a simple good job seems like it's a fucking duty for people. It seems like it hurts for people to give love, or people give love to receive love back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people are needing some type of validation from the love that they give. Just because I want to compliment you doesn't mean I need one back. You know, I don't need the return letter.
Right.
I didn't send you no return letter. I sent.
Hey, we're just here to serve the people, doing God's work. That's it.
And it's appreciated like when it gets back. But my papa, R.I.P. But he taught me that I have enough respect in me that people don't need to give it. But I don't be disrespected. Don't let myself get disrespected. But all I need to worry about is just giving respect. And if someone gives it back, man, that seems like a good person to be around.
See, and I like that too. And I go about this point too where you'll hear a lot of people say, I'm going to give you the same energy you're giving me. Okay, well, does that align with who you are? Is that cohesive with who you are as a person? Or are you really exposing yourself?
Right, for not.
For giving back the same energy that people are giving you.
So you said you haven't been given the same energy this whole time.
Exactly. You know, and there's a lot of things, Mason. I pick apart on social media,
I'm
man.
horrible.
And
bro.
I see there's certain things I see people post, and I'm like,
bro. I grew up with a lot of female cousins. I grew up with women in my family. I'm a fucking nosy ass bitch, bro.
Oh yeah.
I could pick up that shit so easy, bro. It's so easy. Women are not easy creatures to figure out, but they are easy to read. Yeah. You know what I mean? You see when there's a problem, you see when there's not.
They're vulnerable, that's why.
Bro, it's like a lot of them are magazines with the issues. All you got to do is just read a little into it.
Yeah.
Just read a little bit into it.
Hey, just open it up and you'll see.
Yeah, bro. And I think the ones that are harder to read are the ones you got to be careful with. There's a reason why they're hard to read. That's not the issue for you. Women, I'm not saying all women come with issues, but women are going to come with you for you to not necessarily just fix things, but to piece them down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them not think. It's weird to say. Women
like play hard to get.
Yeah.
Play hard to open up. Play hard. Play hard. Play hard. Play hard.
And it's cool because it's a cool game. But when you got that woman that's like she's just a open book and lets you just read through of how you want to read, man. I'm at the age now. It's like I don't got the emotion to play the cat and mouse game.
I feel that, man.
I don't got the emotion. I got the time. I probably got the time. I just don't got the emotion.
Yeah.
You know, because if I really wanted to do it, anyone could do it. Me and you could sit here and
yeah,
really, we could. But it's just I don't got the emotion for it because all I'm gonna do is just always assume or expect that they're gonna give me the same love back, and that's not how it works.
Yeah, and I think that's important too to again find somebody that meets halfway. You know, because that's been my thing. You know, been single for a year and a half.
Okay.
I'm looking for my wife out there.
Bachelorette.
So, no, but I mean, really, like finding somebody that is essentially going to meet me halfway. You know, now there are people that they have crazy lifestyles. My lifestyle is crazy. Mine, I mean, the people that really know me, and I mean, like, I don't know, man.
I'm boring as fuck, bro. I'm boring, bro. I'm so boring, dude. It's not that I gave up myself boring. It's just I got that age of routine, and maybe I need to break myself out of it. But all I do, I mean, just my hobby's just gym, maybe play with my kids on the game, and when my son wants to, I mean, he's already too good on games on me.
That's what's gonna make you better, though, Mason.
Yeah.
That's because at the end of the day, if you were the group that loves the party and all that bullshit, bro,
Yeah,
promise you, we probably wouldn't be here right now.
for sure.
Because like, again, me personally, you know, I have a massive, how do you say it? I have a this, trying to think of the right word for it, like this team. I have this massive team that I'm beside, where we all have the same vision. So the way I do it is I'll build relationships with people. Now, a lot of people are money driven. Everybody needs money, wants money, yada yada yada. Okay, that's why we're trading our time for money.
For sure.
Now, what people are trying to do is, okay, how can I make the most money could serve the most time? But if people don't sacrifice first, that's when it becomes the issue.
Yeah.
And it's a repetitive cycle over and over and over. So what I've done, and I learned this through the business, shout out to Coach Gomez and everybody, man, because I've learned all this, where money is the byproduct of who we are and the value that we bring. So what I've done, I've carried that into right now, where really what I'm doing is I'm building this way, this team. Now, instead of focusing on the money, going straight for the money, what's going to happen when we are at the capacity where we're no longer making the money, or what happens when we've spent so much time chasing the money and the money's no longer there? So what I've done is really genuinely build relationships with people, giving people opportunities, all that stuff. Like, hey, if you're ready, let's do this. Connect, all that. So what I've done is I'm building on the baseline, man. I'm building this team, because what's going to happen is you build this team. I'm going to do it to the camera so you can see it. You build this team this way, and you're all going to win together. You're all going to go up together.
Right.
You know, because guess what? What happens if there's a time where I'm feeling just way out of whack, way down, like, man, I'm in a funk.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You have this side of the team that's pushing.
Right.
So at some point you may balance, and I will say, I'll never try and get to the point where I'm like, man, I can't, you know, because I feel like I've always got to be on top of my shit. Yeah. But really, that's, in my mind, that's what I want to do. I want to build this juggernaut where it's like, no, guess what? Look at this team. Yeah. Look at this team we got.
There's different lanes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
In everything, too. In music, in TV, radio, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. All I want to build a team that is a fucking juggernaut. That is like, bam.
Yeah, and you're doing the right thing, because you have a lot of people around that you could trust. And that's, I think, and that falls down to loyalty. That's a big thing. Yeah, trusting people in their vision. I mean, we all don't have to be standing in the same spot, but as long as if we're looking in the same direction. Shit, man. Yeah. That's half the battle. That's half the battle, just looking in the same direction. That falls into your relationships. That falls into your business, your work, yourself. Yeah. Being aligned, bro, is super important to me. Some days, some mornings, if I don't feel aligned, dude, my whole day's a mess. When my mental is thinking right, my soul is thinking left, and my body and physical is thinking straight, man, it's such the hardest fucking thing to try to realign. But when you have a team that's like, hey, turn this way, and focus in. My problem right now is thinking that it's okay to do it by yourself. You can figure it out by yourself, and man, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. And that's, like I say, I think that networking, man, the networking is really where it comes into play. And I actually made up this quote, and I'm pretty sure I remember it, where I said, don't use motivation as a kickstand, use discipline as a
Right.
kickstand, use motivation as the
Yeah.
kickstart. And that's exactly so what I'm trying to do is bring in, like I say, build this juggernaut of a team where okay, let me kind of help you get motivated to where you actually see like, oh man, like what we're doing right now. We're sitting over here at the media place. Shout out to DCM, by the way. But we're sitting here right now.
Right.
So, it's I don't really believe in motivation, and that's why I just came up with that quote on the spot.
Well, like you said, I mean, as a juggernaut, let's put it in a sense where a lot of people can understand too. Like even in street life, bro. Look at the mob. The reason why mob was so successful is because they had the people in the right positions to do different things. It's not like the Don did the same thing as a tough guy would do, or you know what I mean? It's everyone has their positions to be filled, and that's why things become so successful, because everything is a moving piece. It's just like football, basketball. Everything is a moving piece. The best player on the field is not best player on the court is not the one getting the most points. It's the one who's making the other four better. That's why Jokic is so good.
I like that. Yeah, the best way to win is
make your
play
other
as a
team
team
better, bro.
Yeah,
Make your other players better. Because, again, like, look at LeBron. Again, he's not the best shooter. He's not the best nothing. But what he's recognized for is making the other four guys better. That's what it really comes down to in sports, even politics, anything. It's how good can you make your team. It's not how good you could be. You could be good all the way around.
Yeah.
But if like you said, if I could create these other dudes that have the same vision and everything, it's not only taking weight off your shoulders, it's actually adding more on. But at least I know I got some trustworthy soldiers out there. And I'm not saying I'm the general, but I'm saying we're all on the same playing field looking at the same exact thing, dude. It's super important.
And it comes from a leadership aspect, too, where it's like, it's one thing to have a team, but, man, if you can't lead the team, and really what you want to do is you want to lead from the front where – you get them to that point where they're leading, and then you lead in the middle while you pull from the back, and then you start the push from the back as everybody else starts to kind of get the hang of things, And so, again, I learned that in the financial industry. I mean, it really comes down to it's like I said, it's one thing to get a team because you may not have the right individual. People may not have the right individuals. People may want a team just to have a team.
Yeah.
But, man, when you really build, like, the team that we got.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know too much about boxing, dude. I don't know if you know too much about boxing, but a boxer would not be a world champion without a team.
Exactly, yeah.
He's the baddest motherfucker in the ring. But without his coaching, his trainers, and all those people, it's a team. That boxer is a corporation. It's an LLC, but it has others around it. It's
the right pieces.
Mayweather's not just a boxer. That's a Mayweather team are winning. And that's like the important piece. Just finding people that know their lane. As like we were talking about earlier,
the best of the best.
Knowing your lane, and if you want to be in someone else's lane, you gotta be okay to be in the trailer in the back. If someone's leading the lane, it's okay to be the trailer.
Yeah,
you're getting pulled. You're getting pulled. That's okay. People always want to be the big truck in the front. Everybody wants to be the big truck.
That's society today, man. Everybody wants to be a leader, but not everybody's equipped to be one.
Man, bro, look at some of the greatest warriors. Some of the greatest names in history weren't even kings. Look at Achilles. That was no king. He was considered the greatest soldier ever. Alexander the Great. That was no king.
Yeah.
It's like some of our action heroes and the coolest people we ever see are not the president. It's the hardworking motherfucker underneath.
Yes.
Yep. So it's okay. Like I don't ever want to be a king and nothing besides my own household. And the only king of kings is Jesus. So I don't really even want that at home. I just want to be respected by my kids, to know that I'm trustworthy, that they get loved.
Yeah.
Then once I go in the outworld, I want to know that people to know I'm trustworthy, I'm honorable, I show respect, I'm respectful.
Yeah.
There's no one that's too old or too young for me to get my respect.
Yeah, I agree. Amen.
And I believe that once you find that team that has that same type of demographic, everyone's not going to think the same way. But if someone's just really part of saying, "Hey, Derek, you're leading this race, but I'll be the trailer, brother. I'm okay with that. Instead of trying to compete and trying to work against the grain.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, put on the same jersey.
And I've said this too, is there's only two things I need. I need people to be patient, and I need people just to trust me. That's it. Some people have, and some people haven't. That's why the people that haven't, that's why they're no longer.
Oh,
They're not in my path anymore.
Yeah, people are not even patient and trustworthy of themselves. What do you think? They're probably not going to give it to you.
Yeah, and I get it, you know, because again, you may get these people that are like, oh no, believe me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, yeah, okay, cool, but no, okay, guess what? 95% of people say that shit. What about the 5%? That
even this is, and I really do believe in this shit, bro. Even when you say you can't do something and you won't be able to do it, or there's obstacles and hurdles that are too big for you, that's okay, but at least have a good attitude.
Yes.
At least have a good attitude. Just like how, I mean, I'm not trying to put credit to myself. I know there's things
put
that I
credit
can't.
to yourself, Mace. Put credit to yourself. Let's go.
I don't want to feel like there's accomplishments that I can't do. I'm just being humble enough to say, yo, I'm not aiming for that right now. You know, where people are saying I'm aiming, but I'm just not hitting it. It's like, no, you haven't even took a shot, brother.
Yeah, it's an excuse. People cultivate the excuses as to like a preparation. Like, I'm gonna try. It's like, no, you either do or you don't.
Right.
Quit. Take accountability. Quit making excuses. Just do it.
Yeah, and even if you're not gonna do it, be honest. Yeah. Be honest. Quit faking the funk.
Exactly.
Quit faking the funk with that, bro. Just say, hey, I'm not prepared for that. Maybe someone might tell you why they think you're prepared and might change your whole opportunity. It might change your whole opportunity. Honesty is a crazy thing anymore, man. It's a crazy thing. And it's not trying to admit you're a failure or you can't do certain things or you won't be able to, but it's okay to be honest in a conversation and say like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. I'm not prepared for that. Or I'm not, I'm not built for that. That's okay. Be honest. Yeah. Don't be some Billy badass and try to go fight every man and lose every fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? Know your lane, brother. It's just know your lane.
Just be the one to absorb. And another thing I knock people for this too is really people, you know, when we meet, if I'm the smartest person in the room, then I'm in the wrong room. Now, if I meet somebody that I know can teach me something, but I'm trying to convince them that I know what they know, I'm telling you, people don't give a fuck. Because I know I'm looking for people that are the, hey, okay, I'm going to absorb. I want to learn from you. And if I have somebody that's trying to showcase to me that they know the same thing that I know, I'm going to say, okay, so to me, you're not willing to learn. You're not willing to absorb. Because I could be the greatest videographer, podcaster in the world or whatever. And if somebody is trying to teach me about podcasting, I'm not going to come off arrogant. Yeah. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to absorb. I'm still going to absorb people whether I know it or not.
Yeah, people who are not my loved ones and I go hang around or be around, it's either I'm teaching you something or I'm learning something from you. Other than that, there doesn't need to be really much.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Especially this false, everyone's a bro anymore, or anyone's like, bro, I used to hate so much when people would be like, oh, like, we're like cousin close and things like that. And it's like, no, I keep my family super close, my friends super close, my network over here. None of that touches each other. Yeah. None of that. And I think people think all of it's the same. Like, if you go meet someone richer or more better than you, then that's big bro now. Yeah. That's big bro.
It's like more normalized versus the actual respect.
Hey, I got this wealthy dude that I know, and he's showing me success. That's not big bro. He might be showing you all the wrong things to fucking do to get there. Yeah. That's not big bro. That's just another dude showing you a path. You know what I mean? So it's the relationships and the tightness and the closeness. It's okay to have a good relationship with somebody you're not close with. Yeah. Like, I'm really learning, like, now that I'm at a certain age and I'm a man of a position in my general family of cousins and everything, there's a big difference I noticed between relatives and family. Yeah. You know?
And it's, you know, it's crazy that you say that too, because I've come across this point too where, you know, I meet people and people are like, man, yeah, he's like a brother to me and this and that. Now, obviously, I'm talking about people that I like just met almost.
Right.
And they'll be like, yeah, it's like a brother to me, or yada, yada, yada. I'm like, so wait a minute. Not only, of course, now that, like you say, now that I feel a little older, I'm like, not only does that, I feel like that's disrespecting my brother, who is actually my brother,
Right.
but you and I haven't even been through enough shit to actually say, no, we've been through a lot. That is like my brother.
Me and you toasted over over a small win. And we're brothers.
Yeah.
Man, stop.
Hey, the journey don't start till there's adversity, man. I believe that wholeheartedly. But it's like it's cool. Okay, yeah, we're brothers now.
Yeah. Or it's just like when you go into like the barber shop. They're like, lucky enough, I'm bald. I don't go there, but for like my son, I go to my family for my cuts. Touch Barbershop, shout out Touch. And my cousin K Blends, he cuts there, and he cuts my son up and everything. So there's like a family mutual respect. But don't you think that barber's your fucking best friend? You're a client, not his bro.
Yeah.
Don't think for a second that's bro because you told him what's happening between you and your girl, or bills that are not paid, or the success, the money's in your pocket. It's just and it's not. I'm not hating on barbers, but that's real life, bro. Those barbers ain't your bro just because you clapped hands and said, "What up, bro?" You're a client.
Yeah.
Same thing with when it comes to like your business with certain things with T-shirts. Just because you might sell to a friend, but you're a client right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're a client.
The people that are looking for the
separation.
the handouts, like, no, you support. You gotta support first. You gotta support first. Like,
my friendships don't come with receipts, but
yeah.
this whatever I'm selling does.
Yeah.
You're a client now,
yeah.
and I think people get intimidated and afraid by that change of a relationship. And it just comes down to people don't respect journeys and what people are really trying to do in life. Like with you, man. You invited me on here. I wanted to make sure I was useful, not just something I'm just going to come sit in a chair and hear myself talk. I wanted to make sure I come in here, try to help you out the best I can, whatever I could do, just because I wanted you to see that you don't only have a friend in here, but you also have someone who's supporting you in this chair.
Yeah, Mace, I appreciate you, man. Like, I feel like through years and years of just, I mean, it was even before I hit the financial industry, bro. Like, we were still in contact.
Yeah.
We were, hey, let's go ball, let's link up, whatever, man. Right. And there are those handful that have really supported me since the beginning, even long before I was even doing any of all this, And so, man, the very first conversation we kind of had through this process, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to get him on a podcast. Yeah. I mean, and man.
And I noticed too that even like through high school, bro, that you kept yourself very secured in your way of thinking. I did fall into the culture life of going to high school. You didn't fall into that culture end. That's crazy. I've always commend you for that. Because, I mean, we played the same sports. We played in the same everything. But for some reasons, the people I chose and hang around, you didn't. Yeah. And I've always commended you for that because, I mean, I'm not saying I was a follower, but I got sucked into that life, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we all kind of get, I mean, at a young age, man, we're vulnerable. We want whatever our friends are involved with, we want to be a part of it. I mean, and I'm not saying like all the craziness that comes with it, but it's the stuff that you just don't see every day.
Right.
When people dare you to do something, and it's like, it's the thought of, I may never see this again. I may never actually witness this again. Mm-hmm. That is the cycle of negativity and the bad energy, and it still carries on to the next generation and the next generation. Yeah. Where same thing, people don't and I think honestly this is why the suicide rate is so high.
Oh man,
so high, because they don't actually, there's certain things that they feel as a kid they may never get the opportunity to do again. Like, think about when people get bullied. Why do people get bullied? Why do people say negative things about this kid? Because it brings off this anger and this the comfort of the anger comes off. That's pretty deep.
Yeah,
the comfort of the anger to other people. Like, this is a human. This ain't just the wall. This ain't just a TV. This is another human that we're demoralizing. Now, as a kid, that's deep to tell a kid, but it's on
I
us
was just
as
about
parents.
to say, dude. I was
It's
just
on
about to
us as
say.
parents to.
There's times I had to check myself of being a bully to my kids.
Yeah.
I had to check myself. Now I even realized I got to sit down to talk to him. I'm 6'2", bro. So when you staring at a kid, you're a fucking tree. You're not just somebody disciplining a kid like a dad. No, you are a big shadow yowling. You know, and I've learned to sit down, have a more respect with myself to my kids. You know, I got to check the words that I'm saying. I got to check myself. It's like, I tell my son too, I'm like, when it comes to me putting you in place as a little boy going into a man, it might seem like I'm angry or I'm disappointed, but it's more of a way how us men click into that. If I hug you and tell you what you're doing wrong, that's not how it's going to happen. Son. You know, so it's like you're trying to strengthen them up, because obviously you got girls, I got one little girl, so it comes out of different. There is a difference, bro. There is there's a slight bunny tail when you tell him something. You know what I mean? But with my boy, it's like I need to figure out discipline and not being a bully. You know, because it's not like I whoop my son's butt or nothing like that. Like,
hey, call me your twin, man. You call me your twin,
man.
Hey,
bro.
My daughter latches on to everything that.
Everything you do.
We call each other twin.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malaya, by the way. Shout out to Nayeli. Nayeli, I call my twin Magic, because she has that like that versatile, like, you can't fuck with me type attitude. You know.
Yeah.
But Malaya,
she has intro songs when she walks into places.
I call her my twin, and it was actually funny the other day. She said, "Dad, what number were you in high school?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I was 25." She goes, "I want 25." So the idea, and again, especially as we start to build our legacy, they're gonna latch onto like.
The ideal,
twin,
she idolizes.
Twin, I want to be like that. I want to be like, you know.
The idolize.
Yeah, and I didn't purposely think of that. That's just how it's organically been.
But see, too, and two, like I said, I grew up with a very strong single mother, dude. So it's like, it's like getting the discipline that you got when you were younger. You don't know any different of. Like that feeling, bro. Like I remember, because my mom had to whoop our ass, bro. You know, my mom had to whoop our ass, and it wasn't like a going to the corner. My mom didn't believe in that. You know,
she's like, "Nah, we giving you the real ass whooping right here,
real ass whoopings, dog."
Chunk lap,
yeah, where she really has to like check if there was a mark and shit. You know, like you know, Where to my son, it's like I don't even want to do that to him. Like I don't even got that in me to do it. Right. It's just more of like you're learning how to be super patient and direct with your words with these kids now, dude, because they're so influenced.
How can you get them to just click with something that you say?
My son idolizes me when I'm not yelling at him, but how do I make him idolize me when I'm still angry?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, that's the part where I'm trying to like, son, I'm not angry like at you, like word, but I'm just angry about the whole situation.
Hey, discipline and leadership. I mean.
I'm angry about how I'm feeling about this. I wish I could be more cool. I know the milk got spilled. I know, I get it. But I'm pissed right now. I don't want to be pissed. But I'm.
Yeah. How can you understand this? Hold on.
Yes, bro. And again, I think that just falls into us creating norms. I don't think there's no such thing in life that is normal. I think we create our own norms. So with me and my son, and I found out what works. I mean, some dads try this out, especially you single dads. Because again, like not to go too far in my story, like with my son, it's been me and him since he was one, dude. All me and him. Unfortunately, his mother was not around for things for her life that she needed to fix, but it's been me and him, and I had to learn a lot of different ways with this boy of learning how to be a nurturer plus a disciplinary. Like I could never be a mother. I never wanted just to celebrate Mother's Day because I'm not a mom. Yeah. That's for moms, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm a dad. You celebrate me twice on Father's Day. You know what I mean? Double up on Father's Day. I don't want his mom. But I recognize with my son, best way of his communication, because I'm outspoken. I'm like to talk to people. My son's not, dude. My son's super shy. So I have him text me when he needs to apologize or if he needs to do something because he's better at it. Because when he's talking to me, he's like, you can see
he's trying to cultivate a message.
And it
like,
doesn't work for him, bro. He's not gonna be fucking Charlie Chaplin speaking on a on a stage. Dude. He's not that dude. Yeah, he's not that dude. Maybe later in life he will be. You know, maybe that's some fears he needs to conquer. But right now, my son is figuring out how to express emotion. you know, and I'm letting them do that because that's part of mental health for those boys,
It
you know.
is.
Because I deal with mental health just like every other man. It's hard, dude. It's hard not being a man. That's not the thing. It's those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
It's not the thoughts that you say out loud, like when you get in a fight with your girl and you say some mean ass shit, like I didn't mean to say that. Deep down, there was even some meaner shit. There was even some meaner things, you know? Like even when you and your brother fight, or you and your friend fight, and you say something like, bro, I didn't even mean it like that. When really, you kind of did, but there was some meaner shit that you didn't even want to say.
Like, I mean, it came from somewhere.
Right. But that falls into mental health because I think we think of some mean shit to say because we know that would hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It goes back to my point about the impact. You know, we want to see the impact hit like boom.
Yeah.
You know, and think about karma. Think about when people say, "Oh, karma's going to get you," but it's hard to think about that because people want to see, like, I want to see you go through what you just put me through.
Yes, bro.
You know, again, we've all been there. I've been there,
and it's not saying it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
I'm very real with myself, dude. I'm so real with myself and accountability. I know I talk very reckless sometimes. I know I just have a high accountability for my wrongs, dude. And I'm not saying that clears my paper, like I just take accountability. But I know when I say something wrong to my girl, my son, my mom, not think about Jesus as much as I should, I take that accountability. And a lot of times, I go and fix it, but I even double down when I don't do. I'm like, you need to start praying more. I didn't pray for the whole day. That next day, I'm like, what are you going to do? Start hating on yourself or start praying in that book? And sometimes my lazy ass starts hating on myself again because it's easier.
But see, that's good that you take accountability, though, because it shows, like, when we take accountability, we recognize the change for next time. Mm-hmm. The people that, you know, don't take accountability, that make excuses and all that, means that they're just putting it in their pocket for another time.
Oh,
and another time. And another time. And another time.
I'm such a bully to myself, dog. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. I have a great resume to get into plenty of great jobs. I have a good, secure background with people that I have as a team. I got a car. I got all these great things, but sometimes you look in that mirror and you're just like, you're like, ugh, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's a Pete, just that one adjustment. Mm-hmm. One adjustment, man, that's it.
I'm learning. My girl actually told me this, bro, is I literally walk around with the devil and an angel on my shoulder. Some people are blessed not to have that. Some people are good with their thinking and decision making. Some people, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I need to trade in my thinking for my praying. If you have enough time to think, you have enough time to pray. Mm-hmm. Thinking comes with doubt.
Facts.
Praying comes with grace, comes with hope, comes with belief. Mm-hmm. You know, so when problems are coming around, I need to start praying about them instead of thinking about them. What is thinking going to do?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm learning that heavily, bro, is really trading thinking for praying. You know, because all I'm going to...
That's powerful, man.
The thinking bullshit, bro.
Damn.
You could stay up all night thinking. I fell asleep praying before. It comforts you.
You know what? Oh, man. That's crazy you say that. And I have not went on the record and said what I'm about to say right now.